You're listening to UCB Ireland. I'm Beverley Joseph, and your Saturday evening starts right here. I heard about UCB before I heard about UCB Ireland because I grew up in the UK and we used to read the Word for Today devotional. And it was very instrumental for my family and I. A lot of my formative years were really blessed, shall I say, by reading it. Just great guidance for everyday life and even, some of life struggles and so forth. People are friendly, yes they are. I'm probably friendlier than that, I'm just joking. But yeah, they are friendly and love being part of the UCB family. We like to think of ourselves as a sweet, close-knit family, and of course you have wonderful people like Johnny and Treza every day that you get to work with as well. So yeah, love it. Hey, that's a good question. I think for me it is juggling life. With this, I have a full-time job and I have other activities, and it's just finding that space, to fit it in. But I think when something's a priority in your life and you really enjoy it, you make time for it, and that's always the way it's been since I joined it. So that's probably the hardest part. Also, trying to be relevant for my listeners, because our age demographic is so varied. You have people who are young adults to people who are could be my grandparents to be honest. And so what's that middle ground? Is there a middle ground, or do I have to be all things to all people kind of thing? But I think one of the best pieces of advice I got was from Robbie, and he just said, be yourself. So that's what I try to be authentic and try to stay relevant. Hearing from our lovely listeners, that always lifts me up, just to know that you've made a positive impact in somebody's life, even if you said something that made them smile. One of the most interesting emails I got was from one of our listeners whose mother was listening with him, and his mother was 96 years old, and he said she just laughed at one of your jokes and it was great to see a smile on her face. So for me, the most rewarding thing is hearing from our listeners that UCB is making a positive difference in their lives. I grew up in a Christian home. I'm very blessed, very fortunate that way, and I always believed, as far as I remember, I always believed that Jesus is real, and I think that was through pictures that we had in our house of Jesus, and him with children. And I couldn't read at the time, but I knew that it said, because I think my mum had told me, that Jesus said, let the little children come to me. So I always grew up believing he was real and he was approachable. And I think I was about 4 years old when I made that commitment to Christ in Sunday school. I asked him to be my Lord and Saviour because our Sunday school teacher told us that it's a good idea, and I was like, sure, he's already my friend. I play dolls with him in my imaginary mind all the time, so why not? But of course it says in the Bible, St. Paul said that when I was a child I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child, and for me it's been about, since that time, growing in the Lord, growing as an individual, growing as a person, growing in my faith, growing in my understanding, and he's been really gracious in helping me with that. I really like For King and Country. I love their style of music. I love what they're about. I love their lyrics. I love them. So if you haven't heard of For King and Country, which I'd be very surprised, check out For King and Country. They're a wonderful Australian band, and I really like Royal Taylor, and I really like Torrin Wells. I think he's awesome. Really like Jamie Grace. I like a lot of her work. I really like Britt Nicole. Those would be some of my favorite artists. Unspoken, the band Unspoken, they're fantastic too. I like, believe it or not, I really like Christian rap. We don't really play it much on UCB. I think we should. You should comment below. Lecrae is really great. Tripoli is really great. 116 Click. Sometimes people think rap music is hard on hearing, but I don't think so, because it's how you like it's how the music sways and how it's all interlinked, and they do that really cleverly. And the great thing is their theology is actually very deep as well and very relevant. So I do like a bit of Christian rap as well, and yeah, that's what's coming to mind at the moment. But if I carried on, like, we wouldn't have any time for this video. More interviews, guys, and I announced that actually in the show just recently, that let me know who you'd like me to interview. I definitely like to air a lot more interviews, be it Christian, music artists, or even folks who are doing something great in the community, or helping others, talking about projects, getting the light to shine there. So yeah, have your say, comment below. Peace out. Thanks, guys.